Yeah, that's a second good shot for Shukar. Right on top of the bounce of the ball, getting that gap again. Diving effort by the fielder there, but couldn't stop. Resulting a boundary, 2 4s for Shukar. Malaysia 10 for no loss in the second over.
Yeah, just a handful of fans starting to come in to the grass banks. We'll expect that to fill up throughout the day. Not quite the same scenes we saw a month ago when we had over 30,000 here for that grand climax of Cricket World Cup League 2. This one's helped away from more runs, should just be single down the leg side. There is no bat involved, so giving us leg buys. Certainly, if Nepal do get to the grand final here on May 1st, you'd expect there to be probably something close to that 30,000 in the house again as they get to play against India and Pakistan for the first time.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Even though today it's a working day, we will see some crowd coming in the afternoon while Nepal bats. We don't see this often that a right-hander bowling to a left-hander coming around the wicket in the first over of his spell. He wants to cramp the batsman, the left-hander.
Teething problems aplenty for the first morning. I think the team who've been set to cover the boundary hoardings didn't notice the wide, so there is one ball to come. Get those sponsor signs covered up. Thanks to all the commercial partners of the ACC and CAN who helped in coming together to get this tournament on. Really good one in store as Jav pulls out. Yeah, the games between UAE, Oman and Nepal, should they play against each other, they will have ODI status here with the ACC Men's Premier Cup. All the other matches, Paresh, will be List A status, so they do go to your official numbers. Should be a single to close out the second over. A costly one with 11 runs coming from it, 10 off the bat. The score now is 12 for 9.
ह्यान्ड वासले मार्छ 99.9% ब्याक्टेरिया र भाइरसेस यसले भाइरससँग लड्छ र तपाईलाई सुरक्षा दिन्छ वर्ल्ड्स नम्बर 1 सेलिङ जर्म प्रोटेक्सन सोप ब्रान्ड
Anti-4G कस्तो छ
I've been using Anti-4G since 2017. It's so smooth, fast and affordable.
Yes bro, you are absolutely right.
Nepal Telecom राष्ट्रको सञ्चार
In the service of education, DAV Jolakil.
तपाई हुनुहुन्छ र त हामी छौं
त्यसैले त गर्व गरेर दोहोऱ्याउन मन लाग्छ IME गर्नु
History is neat, becoming the first fastest man to 100 one-day international wickets. Could well do that at this tournament. And then the likes of Raj Banshi will form a potent spin attack alongside Dipendra Singh Airi as well. This time of year, we're into mid-April now, the weather very pleasant for cricket. A bit warmer than it was a month ago. What do you expect the conditions to play like? Will spinners be dominant or will the seamers come into it as well?
The line and length will be the key for the bowlers here, even for the fast bowlers and the spinners. Nicely bowled and nicely driven, but straight to mid-off. Quick single taken by Virendeep Singh, doesn't look very comfortable in the middle. A very slow starter, we've seen that about Virendeep Singh. Yeah, talking about the wicket, I don't think it'll change in the whole day. But you'll have to bat, you'll have to stay there, play on the merit of the ball, you'll score big runs. Quiet and decent start for Malaysia, 13 for no loss in the third over. Still a long way to go in this innings. Inside edge, lucky it didn't crash through the stumps.
Yeah, certainly a little bit of a sleepy start. It's a Tuesday morning. just finding their way, aren't they? Both the officials in the background, we saw the dignitaries out joining us for the national anthems before the start. So our team here, we will get through any gremlins that we're working through this morning. As Cammy goes to the short ball, good carry through to Steve Sheikh. I agree with your point about Gurrandeep Singh being a slow starter, but I think this format suits him better than the T20 game. Malaysia played a lot of cricket over the last 6 to 8 weeks. They've got Hong Kong, they've played T20Is and some 50-over stuff. Weren't able to get through the Challenge League up to the playoff, but they are capable on their day, certainly, of upsetting any of the teams here in the ACC Men's Premier Cup. I'll guide you through those teams. 10 teams are split into 2 groups. In Group A here, we've got Nepal and Malaysia, joined by Oman, Qatar and Saudi Arabia, qualifier in the tier below this. And then in Group B, UAE, the top-ranked seeds, alongside Hong Kong, Kuwait, Singapore, and the qualifiers Bahrain. We expect the 3 spots to be fought out between the 3 ODI sides in terms of Nepal, Oman and UAE, or we're maybe going to see Hong Kong come into the mix. And we'll talk about that after this over as we get to the end of the third with a couple of runs scampered quickly. The score now 15 for now.
किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला। यति कार्पेटको शहंशाह।
Hub International Education, Study Abroad Expert, Hatpisar, Kathmandu.
Okay, boys, in this pitch, what we need is speed. We need to be fast. Who's the fastest? Okay, Whirling.
सबैलाई थाहा छ इन्टरनेटको स्पिड र सर्भिस दुवैमा फास्टेस्ट वर्ल्डिङ नै हो।
This is the first.
Sparkling energy drink, Kivu Classic.
Gulshan Shah to continue from the pavilion end. Gurrandeep Singh is on strike. A steady start for Malaysia. That's very well bowled outside the off stump. Nicely played by Singh. Yeah, talking about the 10 teams, Group A consisting of the host side, Nepal, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia and Malaysia. And Group B, UAE, Kuwait, Bahrain, Singapore and Hong Kong. Hong Kong looks to be in a very good touch. Well, Anshuman Rath is back in the team. He has been here to Nepal to play the franchise league. Even Babar Hayat.
That's a huge boost. Anshuman Rath, who tried his hand in India, tried his best to make it in the domestic circuit there, and has gone back to Hong Kong where he's learnt all his cricket. So I think that's a good move for him, and one which will give a massive boost to Hong Kong. If you look at the history of the Asia Cup qualifier, obviously it rotates between the 50-over format, which we're playing this year, because it's a 50-over World Cup year, Road to India 2023, both, in fact all 3 of UAE, Oman and Nepal still in the hunt to qualify for that. They'll be heading to Zimbabwe in mid-June. And then it rotates to the T20 format during T20 World Cup years. It's only ever been UAE or Hong Kong that have actually qualified, and they've dominated this competition in particular. But the rise of Nepal, the home conditions for them will put them into the mix. Don't rule out the likes of Malaysia and Singapore, and even Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, all very capable of beating sides on their day.
Yes, Qatar, Kuwait, they've beaten Nepal in the past in the ACC tournament in the 50 overs and 2020s. It'll be a very good battle, the 2 weeks of cricket. And nicely bowled, a good line and length by Gulshan Shah. I think he's getting his rhythm right now.
Yeah, and certainly the format makes those semi-finals utterly critical. You've got to get there first. top two from the two groups will advance through to the semi-finals. And the losers still have plenty to play for, because that third place playoff will decide who qualifies for the ACC Men's Emerging Cup, which is in July. It's where the A teams of all the test nations join the three top sides from this competition. Something that's brilliant for cricketing development for these leading associates. You have to say the pathway and the structure that the ACC have put into place, it's giving these Asian sides a real boost, real exposure, and real quality cricket to continue their ascent up the world rankings.
Yes, good initiative by the ACC. Good to see the associate teams, the Asian associate teams, fighting for that one spot for the Asia Cup and the top three, getting that chance to play the emerging cup against the A sides of the test side. Tried a bouncer there. After 4, Malaysia 15 for no loss.
It features टन्नै varieties अनि गजबको मूल्य सबैका लागि हिम स्टार।
तपाईँ हुनुहुन्छ र त हामी छौँ, त्यसैले त गर्व गरेर दोहोऱ्याउन मन लाग्छ। आइएमई गरौँ।
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual-channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
So there's a look at the Malaysian batting lineup. Definitely not in batting order, although Ahmed Faiz may well come in at number 3, the captain. And keep your eyes on Syed Aziz in particular. He's a quality player. As Sampal Kami is going to continue. Paresh, what are you expecting from the tournament? What are you hoping to see from all 10 sides?
Obviously good cricket, competitive cricket, we all will be waiting for. Whereas there are 3 ODIs, Oman, Nepal and UAE, and 7 associate of ACC. Nicely pulled away. Running down to the boundary. Yes, 4 runs. Paul Shocker with the 3rd boundary for him.
A good start from the little left-hander. He's not tall in stature. Reminds me a little bit of the little all-rounder. He'll be one of the players to watch. Amir Azim, keep your eyes on him, just 20 years of age. He's got a good record here in Kathmandu too. Banged into the wicket, helped around the corner. And with the men out, deep third and fine leg, you're going to get good reward square of the wicket. Beat the infield, you'll generally get 4 here at the TU International Cricket Ground. Good start for Malaysia this. So often the threat for Nepal comes from their spinners. Has there been some concerns over the seam bowling, particularly the death bowling?
Yes, I think the head coach Monty Desai has done his homework well, and even the bowlers for the death overs, they have leaked many runs in the last, particularly in the last 8 or 9 overs. The recent matches they've played in the last 2 months. Malaysia off to a decent start here without losing a wicket in the 5th over. Squared him up. Good bowling, good line and length by Sompal Kami. Good comeback ball. There's still a slip. This is a very good view from the VVIP area. A bit inclined view off the ground. Nicely bowled again, good length. After that boundary, 3 consecutive dots for Sompal Kami.
Yeah, certainly the death bowling in particular was one of the big challenges, wasn't it? Throughout that remarkable run, 11 wins from 12 matches. I think Nepal's most ardent fans were hoping to retain ODI status, which would have required winning 8 games. And they managed to win 11 from 12. Plugs into the pad, just going to angle down. Gets us to the end of the 5th over. Malaysia, 20 for none.
ग्राहकहरूको चाहनालाई सम्बोधन गर्दै निरन्तर अघि बढ्दै सिद्धार्थ ब्याङ्क सम्बन्ध सधैँभरिलाई लाइफबोय ह्यान्ड वासले मार्छ 99.9% ब्याक्टेरिया र भाइरसेस। यसले भाइरससँग लड्छ र तपाईलाई सुरक्षा दिन्छ। वर्ल्ड्स नम्बर 1 सेलिङ जर्म प्रोटेक्सन सोप ब्रान्ड। यति कार्पेट किन्दा कार्पेटको पछाडि यतिको लोगो हेर्न नबिर्सिनु होला। यति कार्पेट, कार्पेटको शहंशाह। Sparkling energy drink, Kivu Classic.
पशुपतिलाई कम्प्लेन गरेर आएको छैन पशुपति के कम्प्लेन गरेर के पर्छ दोषी आयो
For Nepal, the expectations of the fans are something that always comes into play for them. They're probably the best supported associate side in the world, not just in the Asian Cricket Council region. How will they manage those expectations? Do all the fans maybe just expect that, as a matter of consequence, they'll be in the final of this competition or certainly advance to the semis? They can't have any room for complacency here.
Yes, they'll have to play game by game, Nepal, to get the fans behind them. Nicely bowled. I think the ball stopped a bit on the left-hander there. He checked his shot very nicely. With soft hands. Talking about supporters of Nepal, they'll come in numbers if Nepal reach the finals.
Yeah, 2 games in action every day. You're watching us live here from the TU International Cricket Ground, and great development across the city in Kathmandu, the Mulpani Cricket Stadium. Nicely punched down the ground. Good shot. Get a quick single. And that Mulpani ground has been a huge effort by a large number of people to get it together. Singapore taking on Hong Kong there. Hong Kong winning the toss, choosing the field. And Singapore off to a solid start. 30 for none in the 6th. It's up in the VIP box here. Tell us about that Mulpani ground. Great to see that up and running properly now for the first time in international cricket.
Yeah, they have done a very good job there. Hard work. Only under 3 months they have prepared the ground for this event. Whereas Gulshan Shah with his 3rd over, nicely cut away but straight to the fielder, misfield, quick single taken by Virendeep Singh.
I think a direct hit would have been very interesting here. Big, tall, elegant batter, but he got stuck on the back foot because it was banged in short and reacted late to the call of Shukar, who wanted the single. And I think a direct hit would have been very interesting. See if we can bring you a replay of that in a moment. 24 matches, all in 50 over format across 15 game days here. Going to be the first wicket. He's not just lost his bat, he's kicked the turf. A rather farcical way to be dismissed, but Nepal have struck. Gulshan Jha willingly takes the gift. It was full. Shukar threw the kitchen sink at it. He lost his bat. His bat went flying into the air. Look at this. Oh dear, there it goes. And that is the first wicket. Dipender Singh Ari is never going to drop that. And Nepal have their first.
Yes, I think the bat slipped off his gloves. Easy catch to Dipender Singh Ari. Malaysia, they've lost their first wicket. Azim Shokar gone for 17. Malaysia 22 for 1.
Congestion ahead. You are on the fastest route. Rerouting.
The all-new Pulsar N160 with dual channel ABS.
You've reached your destination.
Lifebuoy hand washले मार्छ 99.9% ब्याक्टेरिया र भाइरसेस यसले भाइरससँग लड्छ र तपाईलाई सुरक्षा दिन्छ वर्ल्ड्स नम्बर 1 सेलिङ जर्म प्रोटेक्सन सोप ब्रान्ड
Reboost. Drink स्वाट्दै energy झ्वाट्दै
Gorgeous shots will be supplied throughout by our drone up in the sky. It's a wonderful setting for cricket here at the TU International Cricket Ground. We're in Kirtipur, about 10 to 15 minutes outside of the downtown city centre, one of the suburbs of these twin cities, Kathmandu and Lalitpur, the capital city. And Kirtipur, which is one of the suburbs, is where this gorgeous university campus is that hosts the international ground. The Malaysian captain to the crease, that's Fayaz Ahmed. Ahmed Faiz will get it right second time around. 6 overs bowled, 22 for 1. You can see a little bit of the haze, can't you, that is enveloping the valley at the moment. Sadly, a few forest fires, Paresh, in and around the valley. Let's hope that they don't cause too much damage. But certainly, we're not expecting rain to play much of a factor this time of year. When do the rains tend to come in?
Oh, we cannot predict the weather here in Nepal, in Kathmandu, especially. It was supposed to rain in the winter, but it rained probably 2 weeks ago. And look at that again, the wicket, his bat flew away off his hands, off his gloves. I think the gloves were slippery because it's humid out there. Ahmad Faiz is the captain of the Malaysian team. Nice deflect away, but straight to the fielder. Been Sarki, very quick to the ball. And talking about Faiz, he's been the captain of Malaysia for a very long time now.
So long that I heard a rumour this morning. Did you play against him, Paresh? Surely he can't be that old.
No, actually I played against him. He was in the squad, Malaysian squad, but he was a very young, a 17-year-old kid.
I'm only jesting with you as always, Paresh. Yeah, he's a good leader, isn't he? Ahmed Faiz, and there's a lot of talent in this squad. I think Mohamed Wafiq is probably one of the best bowlers you'll see in this competition. The big tall left arm seamer, he knows the conditions well. I think the world of young Amir Azim, the left arm spinning all rounder. Kishar Hayat is a very clever off spin bowler. And surprised not to see Sharvin Muniandi in the starting lineup. He's a good all-rounder too. The side at Ramley might be keeping him out today. Cannot underestimate any of the sides at this level. We know how competitive associate cricket is. All sides capable of beating each other. The advantage that Nepal will have in their home conditions here, that's tangible, but Malaysia know them well too. Oh, young man just having a bit of a rest. Good to see the fans coming in. We'll expect these banks to be pretty close to full throughout the afternoons. Tend to see fans, particularly the university students, come in after their morning lectures, and lots of Nepal jerseys in the crowd, which is great to see too. Some fancy hairstyles as well. I'll make sure to get up and say hello throughout the coming days as well.
You can go at the moment, but there's plenty of crowd there. That's a good leave by Faiz. Very experienced batter for Malaysia, facing the most experienced medium pacer for Nepal.
You talk about positive cricket. You can be positive in defence, just like Ahmed Faiz was there. I know it's only a leave, but it's a strong, confident leave. He's saying to the bowler, I know where the ball is going, I know what shape it is being delivered with, and I'm happy to get the pace of the wicket. Plenty of time in 50 over cricket to get in and build an innings. If you're in Deep Singh, driven nicely, very nicely to get the captain off the mark. That confident leave the ball before, I think, is built into that shot. Boundary to close the 7th over. We'll have a commentary change after this. 7 bowled, 27 for 1.